11, 2020, my friends and I went to Semarang. We left Solo Semarang at around 2 p.m. Using a public bus, we arrived at about 4 p.m. Arriving in Semarang, we visited the old city, where at the time the old city in Semarang was again crowded with people because of the beauty of the place. When we walk in the old city, we have difficulty finding a mosque because we do not see or meet mosques in the area. We worried about the people around them, and the most of them didn't know either. Until finally, the motorcycle taxi driver knows where it is. When we got to the mosque, we meet a madman, and there we panicked. But the people there say if we don't bother him, then the madman won't bother us, and it turns out that the madman has been around for a long time. After we pray, we continue to enjoy the beautiful buildings in the old city. We also didn't forget to provide the best documentation while in the old city. And in the end, it rained down on our clothes. We are confused because we are going home after we missed the bus because the sky has also darkened, indicating the time of night will arrive. And we decided on the run and ran around to get to the stop. When we arrived to the stop guard said that the stop here no longer received the bus. The guard told us to go to the next stop, and guard asked us to come to the next stop immediately because the rest of the shuttle bus was left one, and there would be no more buses at that time. Then we ran away quickly because we didn't want to miss the bus. When we got on the bus, we feel ashamed because only our clothes are very wet, and we are also afraid if our clothes touch other people's clothes that are not wet. We were on the bus cold because our clothes were wet, and we were exhausted until we fell asleep on the bus. Fortunately, we didn't get caught and we got to safety. This was best my experience, many memories I will never forget, and many lessons I learned from my travels and those of my friends. In times of pandemics like this, there are many people who are WFH or interpreted by work done from home, because everything we do has to be at home, and it's quite boring if done continuously to an unspecific extent. But as such, I'm a lot of things that I never did before. For example, I grow crops because I follow my father's habits. At first, I didn't understand any of the plant's problems, but when I tried it myself with help from my father, I gained a lot of new knowledge about plants that I didn't know about yet. And not long after a few days, I have started to get bored with plants. I am also bored with activities in the house, that's all, because I am wasting time with things that are not useful, such as scroll TikTok, Instagram, watch movie. Someone said anyway, the some flat life live like this, saturated, bored, tired, but yes, want to do it again. We have to follow the protocol that exists in our country. This pandemic will soon disappear. Before the pandemic came, there were many plans that I had made, and those plans had to be postponed because of this pandemic. When this pandemic ended, I was eager to travel out of town, enjoy tours in various regions, climb mountains, feel offline lectures, and meet friends, and all this without having to use a mask and there is no need for health protocol regulation. It's beautiful, isn't it?